I want to thank you ahead of time because I'm here with my wife, Amy, and this counts for date night in our family. This is what it's come to. Just date night with 800 of our closest friends that are here. The truth is, she's going to get mad at me, though. Last night we celebrated our 23rd anniversary together. Truth be told, Amy's asking for a recount on that. And second is I also want to thank Evelyn for the introduction. I want to talk about why I wanted to do this video, but not just the video, but launch this campaign for the city of Chicago. In many ways, it's because of what's going on nationally, but for me personally, there are 2 points I want to make, and it's also about a story, just like a little vignette from yesterday. This year marks the 100-year anniversary where my grandfather left Moldova in Eastern Europe, the pogroms, was put on a boat by my great-grandparents. He was 13 years old. He came to a city. He couldn't pronounce the name of the city, could not speak a word of English, had a 5th grade education. Through truck driving, meat cutting, a daughter of my mother became a nurse. His grandson is the mayor of this city. It is because of the dream and the possibility of this country that his grandson, that opened their arms to him, allowed him to become the mayor of this city. And don't let us ever turn our back on the past, and let alone the future of this great city and this great country. It is the possibility of America that is the promise of this great city. Whether your journey is across the Atlantic or across the Pacific, up the Rio and up the Mississippi, this city is the dream of immigrants, and we sit here. The people serving us today are the families and parents of immigrants, just like our parents. And why did they come to the city of Chicago? Because they knew for their children, tomorrow could be better than today, and it was worth the sacrifice and it was worth the struggle. And we will never, as a city, turn our back on how we got here and where we're going. Never. And when I was growing up, as you probably know, there's nothing subtle in a Jewish family. We would go, and not that this moment is that time, and I want to be clear about that. My parents every year would take us to Yad Vashem in Israel or to the Holocaust Museum. And as you enter Yad Vashem, you go what's by the pathway of the righteous. Those are people, the Gentiles, who sacrificed their lives for Jewish lives, sacrificed their comfort for our comfort, sacrificed their being for our being. And one of the things you always ask is whether you will have the courage to give all for those who have been isolated, demonized by a government. I say to Chicago, this is our moment to be righteous, to make sure that all immigrants know that their voices are not, if they cannot raise them, we will raise them on their behalf. The people in Portland, Oregon, who lost their lives are righteous in my view. The people that stood with the Jews at the Loop Synagogue when it was defamed, Muslims, Christians, those are righteous. And we as a city must look at ourselves and ask, this is a righteous moment. Whether you are from Mexico or Moldova, Poland or Pakistan, India or Ireland, you have journeyed to a city to give your children a chance at a better tomorrow. Yesterday, when I was opening up and breaking ground on the 41st Street Bridge, which will give people on the south side finally access to our beautiful lakefront, I'm about to leave, and this little young man, Ezekiel, goes to Lincoln Park High School. His brother's an 8th grader. They came out. Now, being the parent that I am, I said, what are you doing out of school? it wasn't that hostile, but close to it. They said, we wanted to come see you and say hello. I said, well, thank you. I said, you have an accent. Where are you from? They said, Ghana. I said, what does your mother do? They said, she's a housekeeper. Well, what does your father do? He said, well, he's trained as a doctor, but he works in a metals factory. And Ezekiel and his young brother Prince, Ezekiel just graduated Lincoln Park High School, and he's on his way to NIU, and he wants to be an engineer, and he wants to come back to the city of Chicago, and he has his degree and work in this city. That, my friends, is who we are and what we got to believe in. That his parents could come from Ghana, see in Chicago, educate their children in Chicago, and their kids believe tomorrow is better, and they will never dishonor the sacrifice and struggle that their parents gave. So the money we give, the voices we hear, the work we do is to make sure that this city stays true to its soul. So whether you're an immigrant from whatever part of the world, this is your home where you will be safe, secure, and supported. Your work is welcomed. I want to thank everybody who gives of themselves, as you have at O'Hare Airport for our refugees when the government turned their back on the values and ideals of this great country. You never wavered. You knew who we are and what we believe in. We will stand our ground. But let me also echo what Lori said. Chicago's not an island. Our voices will always be heard and always be raised. Raise your voices and make sure the state of Illinois stays true to its values too. Call the governor. Make sure that he does not turn his back on the future of this great state. 45% of all the patents in the University of Illinois are by immigrants. 40% of all the businesses in the city of Chicago are by immigrants. Let us be a welcoming state, not just a welcoming city. Your challenge, you do it every day, is to make sure Chicago's not just a place on a map. Chicago is a set of ideals, a set of values that bring us together. And as that video showed, I ask each and every one of you to take a placard, put it in your place of work or your home, and remind the government, the United States government, we are one Chicago, one may have 3 million stories of journeys to this city, but everybody in this city is the child, the grandchild of an immigrant, and we are proud of it, and we will never turn our back on it. Thank you for all that you do.